what would you say to girls and women in the community, whether they've been exposed to hockey or not? How would you encourage them to want to kind of come out and see the team, support the team, or also just to learn more about women's hockey in general?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know if I have a great answer, but just being able to be a part of the first team and bring women's professional hockey to the Pacific Northwest is super exciting to be a part of. And so if there's young girls that are hesitant to come out and try it, there's no harm in trying it once and being able to be a part of that growth of women's hockey.
And that's right. So you were here for the training camps. How was that experience?
It was awesome. I think there's definitely a lot of excitement, and that was evident in being surrounded by all the campers and such. And I was so impressed by how many had already been to the rivalry or the
rivalry
series. The rivalry series, but also the takeover tour game is
yes.
What I'm thinking about, and kind of already had specific favorite players and that sort of thing. I was really impressed. Even though Seattle obviously hasn't had a team before.
Nice.
That's one of I don't have kids myself, but I love now my friends who have kids in the area. These little girls are growing up seeing women on the ice, and like it's totally normal for them. I was 30 something the first time I saw women playing hockey, and I like literally teared up a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So do you remember, like, what was your first exposure to hockey and what got you into playing?
Yeah. Luckily, being from Ontario, hockey's kind of all over the place, and I grew up, my whole extended family plays hockey. But one of the first things, actually, my mom started playing when my sibling and I were quite young, and my dad would take us to the rink and we would run around and watch her, and she was only doing kind of learn to play and then a women's league. So she was no professional by any means, but I think that definitely left an impression on me at a young age. And I had those kind of role models to look up to, even though I had no idea kind of what the caliber of hockey was. I was definitely fortunate to have that exposure.
And I'm going to say that's probably one of the other reasons too why I was just so happy that the teams want to be playing at Climate Pledge of all places, because I think there was a mindset, and I'm gonna say I had it too, where I was like, okay, maybe the first season they're going to have them at the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, which is an amazing arena. It's great. And I think that was the default position for a lot of people. Like, they're probably going to start them there and then maybe do a sprinkle of games there. So to have the team fully committed into playing in the Climate Pledge is such a game changer, not just here, but for women's sports to say, hey, we can be startup, teams, but still have the same caliber as the male counterparts get, right?
Yeah. So and even the practice facility too, because everyone's going to be at Kraken Community Iceplex for their practices, which is awesome. It's such a nice facility.
Yeah, I work out of there once a week.
That's awesome.
The Wi-Fi there is great. It really is. I could be doing this here right now without any buffering. I hope they don't change that at some point. But it does. I think it says a lot. How serious this town is, how serious the ownership teams are, and just in spirit, how they're all coming together.
Yeah, I think that's something that's unique about the professional sports in Seattle specifically, is just how welcoming all the teams are of one another and supportive. When I was out visiting and helping out with the youth camps and such, we were able to make it to a Seahawks game, and they were able to honor us. And I know some of the other girls went out to a Storm game, and it just feels like one big community. So it's been great that we've been welcomed already.